Welcome to Real English Podcast. I'm Annie.
And I'm Brendy.
We are so happy you are joining us today. Before we jump in, please take a quick moment to, like, subscribe, and share this with your friends for the Real English Podcast.
Yeah, that really helps us out.
Yeah, it's a bit fast. Welcome to Real American English. We'll go over it again, so just chill and listen.
Exactly. Just relax. Today we are taking a deep dive into a really fun and delicious part of American culture.
Oh, absolutely. We are talking about the classic American summer barbecue, or, well, you might also hear it called a cookout.
Right. And if you are learning English, this is just a perfect lesson for you. We are going to teach you the history behind the tradition, a little bit of the food science, and, the exact everyday English phrases Americans use at these summer parties.
So, let's unpack this. Before we learn the vocabulary, I feel like we really need to understand what an American barbecue actually is.
I agree, because it's kind of confusing.
Yeah. A lot of people think barbecue just means, cooking any kind of meat outside over a hot fire.
But that is actually grilling. True barbecue is, well, it's an entirely different cooking method. We usually call it low and slow.
Low and slow. I like the sound of that. What does that actually mean, though?
So low and slow means cooking meat over indirect heat, or like over wood smoke, at very low temperatures.
Ah, okay. So it's not sitting right on top of a huge flame.
Exactly. And the slow part means you do it for a really long time. I mean, we were talking about cooking meat for 12 or even sometimes 16 hours.
Wait, 16 hours? That is a massive amount of time. Why does it take so long? What is actually happening to the meat during those 12 or 16 hours?
Well, it really comes down to biology. The cuts of meat that we use for barbecue, like a beef brisket or a pork shoulder, they come from the parts of the animal that work the hardest.
Oh, right. The muscles that do all the heavy lifting.
Right, exactly. So they're full of this really tough connective tissue. It's called collagen.
Okay, collagen.
Yeah. And if you try to cook a brisket quickly over a super hot fire, it would be as tough as a leather shoe. You couldn't eat it.
That sounds terrible. So the low heat changes that.
Yes. When you cook it low and slow, that tough collagen slowly breaks down. It just sort of melts into this rich, soft gelatin.
Oh, wow.
And that is exactly why the meat eventually becomes so tender that it just, falls right off the bone.
That makes so much sense. You are physically changing the structure of the meat. But where does this incredibly patient tradition even come from?
The history is actually fascinating. It goes back to way before the United States was even an official country. It is essentially a mix of three massive cultural influences.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, we have the indigenous peoples of the Americas. They already had their own special methods for preserving and cooking meat slowly.
Right, they use green wood to create thick smoke, right?
Exactly. Then, European colonists arrived, and they brought livestock that had never been in the Americas before, specifically things like pigs and cows.
Okay, so you have the native smoking technique meeting the new European animals. That is a cool combination, but that is only two pieces of the puzzle.
Right. The third, and honestly perhaps the most vital piece, comes from the culinary traditions of enslaved Africans.
I see.
Yeah, when they were forcibly brought to the Americas, they were often given the toughest, least desirable cuts of meat by the people who enslaved them.
The cut's full of all that collagen we talked about.
Precisely. But they applied their incredible knowledge of spice rubs, marinades, and slow cooking techniques from their homelands.
Wow. So over hundreds of years, these three influences, the indigenous smoke, the European livestock, and the African flavor profiles, they all merged.
Yes, they completely blended together to create the foundation of the modern American barbecue.
What's really fascinating here is that because it developed over such a massive country, barbecue is not the same everywhere.
No, not at all. It is highly regional.
I always like to say it is just like dialects in a language. Just like the English language has different accents depending on what city you are in, American barbecue has different accents depending on what state you're in.
I love that. That is a brilliant analogy. The dialect changes completely. For example, in the state of Texas, the land is perfect for raising cattle.
So their barbecue focuses heavily on beef, right?
Exactly. But if you travel east to a state like North Carolina, the land was historically better for pigs, so they focus on pork.
And don't they use a really specific sauce there?
They do. They mop the meat with a sauce made mostly of sharp vinegar.
Oh, I imagine the vinegar isn't just for flavor. It probably, cuts through the heavy, rich fat of the pork.
You hit the nail on the head. The sharp acid of the vinegar balances the heavy fat perfectly. Now, if you go to Memphis, Tennessee, their dialect is the dry rub.
A dry rub.
Yeah, it's a thick crust of dry spices rubbed onto the meat before it cooks. No wet sauce at all during the cook.
Oh, that sounds amazing. What about South Carolina?
In South Carolina, German immigrants actually influenced the barbecue. So you will find a bright yellow sauce made from mustard.
Wow, mustard on barbecue. The history alone is just incredible. But let's do some language practice so our listener can actually talk about this in real life.
Great idea.
We are going to practice a very common phrase. The phrase is to have a barbecue. If you are learning English right now, try this shadowing technique out loud with us.
Yes, speak right out loud wherever you are.
Here we go. Repeat after me. I love having a barbecue with my friends.
We will give you a second to try saying that.
Excellent work.
Speaking out loud trains your mouth to make these new English sounds naturally.
Exactly. Now, because barbecue takes all day to cook, it really shapes the entire culture of an American summer. I mean, people need things to do outside while the food is smoking for 12 hours, right?
Oh, for sure. Summer in the U.S. is all about the outdoors. Many students are on summer vacation from school, so you will see people engaging in classic activities.
A really big one is hiking.
Yes, hiking.
Hiking is essentially walking out in nature, usually up a mountain or on a forest trail, and it is just a huge part of the American outdoor lifestyle.
It really is. You also see a lot of young students working a part-time job.
Oh, like being a lifeguard at a community swimming pool.
Exactly. It's a classic way to earn some independence and extra money.
Right.
But I think the ultimate summer activity is going to the beach.
Ah, the beach. This actually brings up some very specific cultural vocabulary. You will often hear Americans say they are getting a tan.
Let's explain the cultural weight of this phrase, because it is interesting.
Yeah, so getting a tan means you sit in the sun, and the ultraviolet rays change your skin color to a nice darker shade.
And in modern U.S. culture, getting a tan is generally viewed as a really positive thing.
Right, which might be different from other cultures around the world.
Absolutely. Here, it is kind of a status symbol. It says, look at me. I have the free time and the money to relax outdoors. It makes you look healthy and rested to Americans.
But, and this is important, there is a massive difference between getting a tan and getting a sunburn.
Oh, a huge difference.
A sunburn is actual cellular damage. Your skin turns an angry red color, and it hurts to touch.
It's terrible.
Yeah, you want a tan, but you absolutely do not want a sunburn.
Exactly. Wear your sunscreen, folks.
Always. And, speaking of going to the beach, many people travel during the summer. I know you had a grammar question about how we talk about travel in English, right?
Yes. I hear so many English learners get confused by this one specific thing.
Okay, let's hear it.
Why do we say, I want to travel to Europe, but we just say, I want to travel abroad? Why do we drop the word to?
Oh, that is a fantastic question. The word abroad means outside of your country.
Right.
But grammatically, it acts like an adverb of place, just like the words there or home.
Ah, got it.
So think about it. If you are leaving work, you do not say, I am going to home. You just say, I am going home.
Right. Adding to sounds completely wrong.
Exactly. And in the exact same way, you do not say travel to abroad. You simply say travel abroad.
So the direction is already built into the word itself.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
It really does. Let's practice some summer vocabulary with our listener right now.
Good idea.
Repeat after me. Let's relax at the beach.
Take a brief pause and try it yourself.
Perfect.
Now think about it. If you spend all day hiking or swimming in the ocean, you are burning a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah. You build up a massive appetite.
It is finally time to gather around the table and look at the ultimate American cookout menu.
This is where it gets really interesting. We already mentioned the heavy meats like ribs and brisket, but a staple of almost every cookout is barbecue chicken.
Yes. And I know you have an incredible scientific secret for making the best chicken.
I do. The secret is marinating your raw chicken in leftover pickle juice.
Wait, pickle juice?
Yeah.
Like the salty, sour green water that pickles sit inside the glass jar.
Exactly that. So a marinade is a liquid you soak meat in before cooking to add flavor. Pickle juice is essentially a perfectly balanced brine.
Interesting. Because it's full of salt and vinegar. Right.
Yes. When you soak the chicken in it, the salt causes a process called osmosis.
Osmosis.
Yeah, it pulls moisture deep into the muscle cells of the chicken. That way it won't dry out over the hot fire.
Oh, wow.
And at the same time, the acid from the vinegar denatures, which means it breaks down the proteins on the outside of the meat. It makes it incredibly tender.
So you are basically using chemistry to guarantee a juicy piece of chicken. That is brilliant.
It really works. Okay, so we have these massive, heavy, juicy meats. Let's talk about the side dishes.
Let's do it.
Honestly, sometimes I think the side dishes are just extra filler. I mean, the meat is the star of the show, so you don't really need the sides.
Oh, I have to politely push back on that.
Really?
Yes. At an American barbecue, side dishes are absolute non-negotiables. You cannot skip them.
Why?
Think about palate fatigue. If you only eat rich, fatty, smoky meat bite after bite, your tongue actually gets tired. You need contrast.
Ah, so the sides are designed to wake your taste buds back up.
Precisely. Take classic potato salad, for example.
Ah, I love potato salad.
It is made with soft-boiled potatoes, creamy mayonnaise, and usually some sharp, crunchy celery.
Or baked beans.
Yes, baked beans. They are slow-cooked and, as we say, doctored up.
Doctored up means improved, right?
Right. Improved by adding brown sugar to caramelize them,
Oh.
and maybe some spicy jalapenos or bacon.
Yeah.
And you simply must have coleslaw.
Which is shredded raw cabbage tossed in a sweet and sour vinegar dressing.
Exactly. That sharp vinegar and cold crunch completely cleanses your palate, so your next bite of brisket tastes just as amazing as your very first bite.
Okay, you convinced me. The sides are important, so what does this all mean for dessert? You need something fresh, right?
Exactly. A very classic summer dessert is ice-cold, fresh watermelon.
Simple and perfect.
But if you want to really elevate it, you sprinkle a little bit of tajin on top.
Tajin. What is that?
Tajin is a popular Mexican seasoning made of chili peppers, lime, and salt.
Wait, putting salt and chili on sweet watermelon?
Yes.
Wow.
The salt actually suppresses the bitterness receptors on your tongue.
Really?
Yeah, which makes the natural sweetness of the watermelon taste even stronger. It is a total explosion of flavor.
That sounds incredible. And to wash it all down, Americans love an Arnold Palmer.
Which is a very refreshing drink made of half lemonade and half sweet iced tea.
Now, with a menu this huge, it would be absolutely exhausting for one single person to cook everything.
Which brings us to a very important cultural concept in America, the potluck.
Ah, the potluck.
A potluck is a communal meal. It is a gathering where every single guest brings some food to share with everyone else.
So you eat whatever's available, relying on the luck of the pot.
Exactly. Now, if you are invited to a potluck, the host might ask you to bring a dish.
Okay, wait. This is a very common trap for English learners.
It really is.
If an American asks you to bring a dish, they do not mean bringing an empty ceramic plate from your kitchen.
Right. A dish, in this context, refers to a prepared recipe of food.
So you could bring a bowl of fruit, or a homemade salad, or a dessert.
Exactly. That food is your dish. Let's practice this really useful phrase together.
I think we should.
Repeat after me.
Uh-huh.
I will bring a dish to the potluck.
We'll pause for a second so you can say it.
Excellent. Now you understand the history, the science of the food, and the culture of the potluck.
But how do you actually interact at the party? It is time to learn the everyday phrases you will hear in the backyard.
We have 4 essential phrases for you today. Phrase number 1 is, fire up the grill.
To fire it up simply means to ignite the fire, turn on the heat, and begin cooking.
But culturally, it is more than just turning a knob, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. When someone announces, I'm going to fire up the drill, it is the official signal that the party has begun. Everyone gathers around the fire.
Phrase number 2 is, help yourself.
I love this phrase. It perfectly captures American social psychology.
How so?
Well, in many cultures around the world, there are very formal, rigid rules about serving guests. You sit down and you wait patiently until the host serves you. Touching the food before you are served might be considered quite rude.
That is very true in many places.
But in the United States, independence and casual comfort are the highest values.
So true.
When a host says help yourself, they are telling you to serve yourself as much food or drink as you want whenever you want it without asking for permission.
They are completely removing that formal barrier between host and guest.
It is their way of saying, you are family today, make yourself at home.
I love that. Okay, phrase number 3 is, want seconds.
When you finish your first plate of food, someone might look at your empty plate and ask, want seconds?
This is the casual way of asking if you want a second plate of food.
And if the barbecue is good, you definitely want seconds. It is a great compliment to the chef.
Phrase number 4 is, save me a burger.
Let us pretend you are invited to a cookout, but you are stuck in traffic.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are running late. You might send a text message to your friend saying, save me a burger.
This is a funny, casual way to ask your friends not to eat absolutely everything before you arrive.
Let's put this into context for you. Listeners, we are going to do a short, realistic role play.
I will be the guest arriving at the house.
And I will be the host of the barbecue. Listen carefully to how the vocabulary flows naturally in a conversation.
Here we go.
Uh,
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I brought a dish for the potluck.
Welcome. I am so glad you made it. That dish looks incredible. You are right on time. I am just about to fire up the grill.
The backyard looks amazing. Where should I put my bag?
You can drop it on the chair over there. And please, help yourself to some drinks in the cooler.
Thank you. Oh, wow, the smoke smells so good. I already know I'm going to want seconds today.
End of role play. Did you hear how the phrases connect?
We spoke clearly and slowly so you could hear the natural rhythm of the conversation.
Let's do some pronunciation practice with two of those cultural phrases.
Repeat after me.
Help yourself.
Take a moment to try it.
Great. Now try this one. Repeat after me. Want seconds.
Say it out loud.
Fantastic work. You are sounding completely natural.
Now, we have explored the history, we have eaten our seconds, and the party is winding down. But there is one final, critical step to mastering the American barbecue.
And that is food safety.
Definitely.
The last thing you want is for your wonderful gathering to end with people getting sick. Cooking outdoors in the hot summer sun introduces a lot of variables, so there are strict safety rules you really must follow.
First, you must prevent cross-contamination.
Cross-contamination, what does that mean?
That happens when invisible bacteria from raw meat transfers onto your cooked food.
Ah, I see.
For example, if you carry raw chicken out to the grill on a plate, you must never, ever put the finished cooked chicken back onto that same unwashed plate.
Because the bacteria from the raw meat is still on it.
Exactly. You must always bring a second clean plate out to the grill. That is crucial. But I think the biggest challenge is knowing when the meat is actually safe to eat.
I actually have a question about that. Can't I just cut the hamburger open with a knife and look at the color? Like if the juice isn't red anymore, isn't it done?
Yo, absolutely not.
Really?
Yes, this is a very dangerous myth, and I have to strictly correct you on this one. Color is never a reliable indicator of doneness.
Why not?
Meat contains a protein called myoglobin, which changes color based on heat, but also based on exposure to oxygen and the pH level of the meat.
So it's complicated chemistry.
Exactly. A hamburger can look perfectly brown on the inside, but only be 130 degrees Fahrenheit, which means the dangerous bacteria are still totally alive.
Oh, wow. That is scary.
You must always use a food thermometer to measure the internal heat.
Okay, so what are the scientific safe temperatures we are looking for?
Well, it depends on the meat. If you are cooking whole cuts, like a beefsteak or a pork chop or seafood, the internal temperature must reach 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, 145. But wait, if I'm cooking ground meats, like a hamburger patty, doesn't it need to be hotter?
Yes, ground meats must hit 160 degrees.
Why the difference?
If we think about the mechanism behind this, it actually makes sense. A solid piece of steak only has bacteria on the outside surface. The inside is sterile.
Oh, right. So when the hot grill sears the outside, it is safe.
Exactly. But when you grind beef to make a hamburger, you take all that surface bacteria and mix it deep into the center of the patty.
Oh, that makes sense. Therefore, the very center of the burger must get hot enough to kill the bacteria.
Right. Finally, poultry, like chicken or turkey, must reach 165 degrees Fahrenheit because of the higher risk of salmonella.
Those are critical numbers, 145, 160, and 165. And there's one more temperature rule you need to know. It is called the danger zone.
Ah, yes, the danger zone. This is a biological window. It is the range of temperatures where dangerous bacteria reproduce exponentially.
What are the temperatures for the danger zone?
The danger zone is between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Within this range, bacteria can double in number every 20 minutes. If food sits in the danger zone for more than 2 hours, it must be thrown away.
So if we are at a party outside in the hot sun, how do we avoid the danger zone?
It is simple. You must keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold.
So if you have hot baked beans, they need to stay above 140 degrees. You can keep them sitting on a warm corner of the grill.
Exactly. And if you have a cold dish, like that potato salad made with mayonnaise, it must stay below 40 degrees.
How do you do that outside?
A brilliant trick is to take a large, deep pan, fill it completely with ice cubes, and place your bowl of potato salad down inside the ice.
Oh, that creates like a mini refrigerator that keeps the food cold and safe all afternoon.
Yes, it is perfect. Let's do one final language practice to help lock this vital safety rule into your memory.
Good idea.
Repeat after me. Keep cold foods cold.
Give it a try.
Perfect. You did a wonderful job today keeping up with the history, the science, and all this new vocabulary.
Yes, I want to warmly congratulate you on finishing today's lesson.
You now understand how indigenous European and African cultures blended to create the low and slow cooking method.
You know why pickle juice tenderizes meat? And why palate fatigue makes side dishes so important.
You learn the culture of potlucks, bringing a dish, and getting a tan.
You practice the everyday phrases of the backyard, and you learn the biology of the danger zone.
You are officially ready to attend any American summer cookout, talk confidently with the guests, and eat safely.
Before we say goodbye, we want to leave you with a final challenge.
Next time you attend an outdoor gathering or a potluck, try to notice the regional style of the food. Is the flavor profile heavy on vinegar, or is it a sweet mustard?
And most importantly, challenge yourself to embody that American casual comfort by using the phrase, help yourself with a friend when you offer them food.
That is a fantastic challenge. Thank you so much for learning with us today. Your English is getting stronger and more natural every single day, so keep up the great work.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this with anyone who wants to improve their English in a deep, engaging way. We absolutely love making these lessons for you.
We really do. See you next time.
And if you want to review today's lesson, I uploaded a free PDF summary in the description and in the comments. Feel free to download it and study at your own pace.